This week's episode is on Veterans Day. I'm Rachael Keefe, and this is Monday's Muse. I realize I'm a little bit late with some thoughts on Veterans Day, but I think it's important to share with you some things I've learned over this past weekend. As you know, I'm a pastor. I am not a veteran, but I am married to a vet who has some very strong opinions about Veterans Day and pointed my attention to Veterans for Peace. This is an organization that has some great resources, and you should check them out at veteransforpeace.org. But in the meantime, I want to share with you that they reminded us that Veterans Day was originally Armistice Day. It came into being after World War I, and it was a day to celebrate peace. Peace around the world. Because if you remember, that was a war to end all wars. Then after World War II, it became Veterans Day. And over time, our attention has turned from celebrating peace, working for peace, to celebrating militarism, to glorifying war and glorifying service in the military. We need to be careful about doing that because war causes a lot of harm to people. Veterans come home with a lot of wounds, visible and invisible. And we need to turn our attention back toward Armistice Day, a day that celebrates peace. I want to read to you a little bit from Veterans for Peace's release from Veterans Day. They say, instead of celebrating militarism, we want to celebrate peace and all of humanity. We demand an end to all forms of hate, patriarchy and white supremacy, and we call for unity, fair treatment under the law, and equality for all. We call for a tearing down of walls between borders and people. We call for an end to all hostilities at home and around the globe. This is an excellent reminder of what we ought to be about as Christian people. Seeking peace and working to break down borders between all peoples. Yes, Veterans Day for this year has gone by, but every day is a day that we can work toward peace and unity and equity for all. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.